Have you ever stopped to wonder if the Lakers front office is quietly plotting something so seismic that it could rewrite the entire balance of power in the Western Conference? Could a single move, something so under the radar yet so earth-shattering, transform this roster overnight and send shockwaves through every NBA team? Welcome back to Lakers News Fan Report, where we bring you the latest and most electrifying news from the heart of Laker Nation. Smash that like button, subscribe to Lakers News Fan Report, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Because what I'm about to share might just change the way you look at this entire franchise. Now, here's the rumor swirling around Tinseltown. Jakob Poeltl, confirming with the Lakers, is the hidden piece in what insiders are calling an earth-shattering four-team trade that could involve a two-time MVP. That's right, the Lakers are not only circling Poeltl, they're reportedly positioning to acquire him via a blockbuster swap that includes at least 3 other organizations. Could this seriously be the missing ingredient that finally gives Los Angeles the interior grit and rim protection they've desperately needed? Could Poeltl's arrival be the spark that ignites a championship-caliber Lakers team overnight? Let's break down what's happening. Earlier this week, a report surfaced predicting that the Lakers would be involved in a 4-team trade featuring not one, but potentially 2 MVP-caliber players. While the article didn't explicitly name Poeltl, multiple NBA insiders have now linked the Austrian center to LA's plans, suggesting that he's already given a verbal nod to the front office and is ready to don the purple and gold. It's the kind of stealthy, high-upside acquisition that could slip under everyone's radar until it's already done and dusted. But why Jakob Poeltl? And how does this 4-team framework actually operate? Here's what we know. Poeltl has long been coveted for his elite rim protection, pick-and-roll defense, and lob-credible hands. In his last full season, he averaged 12.8 points, 9.5 rebounds, and swatted 1.9 shots per game. Numbers that jump off the stat sheet for any team, desperate to shore up their interior presence. The Yankees of basketball analytics have been praising his defensive win shares and defensive real plus-minus, noting that wherever Poeltl lands, the paint instantly becomes a no-fly zone. Could this mean that LA finally has the anchor they've been lacking since trading away Anthony Davis' backup? Is it possible that Poeltl's arrival shifts the entire defensive identity of this team? According to sources, the rumored 4-team deal would involve the Lakers, a team with an expiring star contract ripe for trade, a contender in need of a perimeter scorer, and a rebuilding franchise chasing draft picks. Initial chatter suggests that the Lakers would send out a combination of role players and picks, perhaps Lonnie Walker-Thor's expiring salary paired with a protected first-round pick, while absorbing Poeltl's $14+ million cap hit. In return, the Lakers would clear space to reconfigure their front court. Envision Poeltl anchoring next to LeBron James and Luka Doncic, patrolling the paint, sealing off driving lanes, and finishing alley-oops with ferocity. Fans are wondering if this is the moment LA pivots from having a good offense to becoming a two-way juggernaut capable of grinding out playoff games on both ends. But what about that 2-time MVP? Some insiders believe the Wildcard could be a third team sending out a disgruntled superstar, someone like a former MVP who wants out, or a reigning MVP who suddenly fits the salary math. Could Nikola Jokic or Giannis Antetokounmpo be indirectly involved just to make the numbers work? Imagine an unsuspecting contender suddenly finding their roster dismantled to create cap space, and boom, the Lakers swoop in, grab Poeltl, and leave everyone reeling. It's the type of Moneyball meets Hollywood drama that keeps NBA Twitter ablaze for weeks. Could this trade be so carefully orchestrated that only a handful of front office executives know the full picture until the trade is officially announced? The ripple effects are already being felt. Early reaction from Lakers podcasts and social feeds ranges from sheer excitement, Poeltl would transform our defense, to cautious skepticism. Are we mortgaging the future for a rental big? But if Poeltl has indeed confirmed his willingness to join LA, that suggests he sees something special brewing in Hollywood. Imagine the draw of playing alongside LeBron for one more title, or sharing the floor with Luka and carving out a critical role as the defensive anchor. Some insiders believe Poeltl views this as a once-in-a-lifetime chance to compete for a ring in his prime, so naturally he'd be willing to waive trade clauses or any other protective measures to seal the deal. In terms of immediate impact, picture this Lakers starting unit: D'Angelo Russell initiating plays, LeBron gliding to the rim, Doncic orchestrating the offense, and Poeltl patrolling the paint, with a versatile wing like Austin Reeves or Cam Johnson spaced out on the perimeter. Offensively, Poeltl's screening and finishing around the basket would open driving lanes for Lewis and Doncic. Defensively, his presence would allow perimeter defenders to pressure ball handlers more aggressively, knowing that Poeltl is lurking behind for help. Could this be the layering at both ends that finally vaults the Lakers back into title contention? Fans are already crafting highlight reels in their heads. Alley-oop after alley-oop, second-chance points galore, interior defense that forces opponents into low-percentage mid-range shots. But let's not overlook the possible downsides. While Poeltl's skill set checks almost every box, some critics worry about his offensive limitations. His free-throw shooting has hovered in the mid-60s, and his jump shot is more of a work in progress. So in close games, could defenses dare him to hit mid-range attempts? And what about his durability? Poeltl has battled nagging ankle issues. In the past, could adding another body into LA's rotation risk a key injury in the crucible of playoff basketball? Some insiders whisper that the Lakers have already run his medicals and are confident. But in a league where a first-round exit can hinge on one sprained ankle, that's a gamble you can't ignore. Then there's the question of chemistry. The Lakers have spent much of this season tinkering with rotations, finding the right blend of veteran leadership and young energy. Could Poeltl seamlessly slot into those lineups, or would coach J.J. Redick need weeks of adjustment to maximize his impact? We saw last season how adding Luka shifted the dynamics. Now imagine adding Poeltl on top of that. Some insiders believe this alignment could yield efficiency gains akin to Miami's Heat culture in 2010. Instant buy-in, relentless defensive ethos, and an unselfish offensive flow. Others caution that any big change midseason risks momentum. Could a 3- or 4-way trade disrupt the locker room vibe just when LA is gearing up for a playoff push? It's a high-wire act that only the most daring front offices attempt. On the journalistic front, beat reporters are already sounding the alarm. Previews of the Western Conference now include lines like Lakers with Poeltl. Suddenly, they look like the team to beat. Columnists are drafting think pieces charting how LA's interior defense could climb from bottom third to top 5 overnight. Meanwhile, popular NBA podcasters have dedicated entire segments to mapping out the 4-team trade web, discussing salary dumps, pick protections, and potential sweeteners like second-rounders. Fans are chiming in. Is this the moment where UNLA swaps youth and picks for proven two-way impact? And could the Lakers front office outsmart the rest of the league by engineering a trade so complex it blindsides everyone? The speculation alone has become must-watch TV for any hoops junkie. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Officially, no trades have been finalized, no press release has dropped, and Poeltl has yet to post any cryptic hints on social media. Yet, when a player verbally commits to a team, even before paperwork is signed, that tells you everything you need to know about his excitement level. Could Poeltl's quiet yes be the preamble to an NBA blockbuster that changes the narrative of the Lakers for years to come? Is it possible that the front office is leveraging his commitment to force opposing GMs into submission, creating a bidding war that ultimately results in an even juicier haul for whichever team relinquishes him? Fans are already theorizing that San Antonio, Toronto, and Milwaukee could be the other three legs of this four-team orbit, but nobody knows the full constellation until the trade is official. And now we circle back to the heart of the matter. If Jakob Poeltl truly is on his way to donning purple and gold, what does that say about LA's grand design? We've already seen whispers that the Lakers were poised to be at the center of an earth-shattering four-team trade, one that could have sent pieces like Luka Doncic packing or at least rearranged the entire roster, and Poeltl's name surfaced as a cornerstone of that plan. So, if the reports are accurate and Poeltl really is confirming a Lakers destination, we have to ask, did LA finally pull the trigger on a deal that no one saw coming? And if so, which superstar might have been the sacrificial lamb to make? Room for a defensive anchor of Poeltl's caliber? It's entirely possible that the Lakers front office leveraged their shiny new assets, players like Jared Vanderbilt, draft swaps, or even future first-rounders, to orchestrate a multi-team package that positioned them to snag Poeltl without surrendering their existing core of LeBron and Doncic. Some insiders believe that San Antonio was desperate to offload Poeltl's upcoming free agency risk, and the Lakers pounced, using expiring contracts and an additional pick or two to make the numbers work. Could this move hint at LA's recognition that, despite a dynamic backcourt with Doncic and LeBron, their Achilles heel remains in the paint? Poeltl's rim protection and pick-and-roll savvy would instantly upgrade a defense that, last season, allowed opposing bigs like Nikola Jokic and Domantas Sabonis to feast on mid-range jumpers and clean post touches. But what does it cost? Which promising rotation guy did LA part ways with? Rui Hachimura, Scottie Pippen Jr., a future pick? That's the missing piece of the puzzle still leaving fans on edge. Digging into Poeltl's recent performances, we see a 7-foot Swiss behemoth who averaged nearly 11 points, 7.7 rebounds, and an impressive 2.4 blocks per game last season. He posted a defensive rating in the top 15 among all centers and continually altered opponents' shots with his length and timing. Imagine pairing Poeltl with Anthony Davis when AD needs a rest, or even alongside Davis in small ball lineups, where Poeltl's mobility can switch on to perimeter players. Could this be the X factor that finally allows Los Angeles to dominate the paint without sacrificing floor spacing? Fans are already wondering if the mere threat of Poeltl clogging the lane will force teams to think twice before collapsing on Doncic or packing the paint to contain LeBron driving downhill. Rumors have also swirled that Portland, Miami, or even Chicago were in on conversations around Poeltl. Could a four-team swap have sent DeAndre Ayton or Bam Adebayo to another locale? Some insiders believe that the Knicks even flirted with a late push, dangling first-round picks and role players for Rudy Gobert before pivoting once they realized Utah had already committed to keeping their defensive anchor. As the dust settles, the fact that Poeltl's name is now practically etched on the Lakers' front office whiteboard suggests LA felt the window for championship contention was now or never. No more half measures, no more seasonal experiments. It's an all-in mentality. Of course, locking in Poeltl raises another question. How will this impact spacing offensively? In San Antonio, Poeltl shot 33% from three on limited attempts, showing that he can stretch the floor just enough to keep defenses honest. Combine that with Doncic's gravity, who demands multiple defenders, and LeBron's unmatched ability to collapse the defense and kick out to the corners, and suddenly the Lakers' offensive creativity could rival any team in the league, with shooters like D'Angelo Russell, Austin Reeves, and Max Christie around the arc. Poeltl's presence inside could be the key to unlocking a free-flowing offense that thrives in transition and punishes opponents who overcommit. But let's not gloss over the human element. Poeltl is known for his high IQ, professional demeanor, and team-first attitude. Imagine the behind-the-scenes vibe in the locker room when a respected veteran like Poeltl arrives, someone who rarely causes a ripple and quietly does the dirty work night in and night out. Could his arrival elevate players like Vanderbilt or Rui, showing them what it really takes to anchor a defense at the highest level? Some insiders believe that locker rooms thrive when you marry alpha talent with unselfish glue guys, and Poeltl fits that mold to a T. Lakers fans have complained for years about a lack of consistent effort on the defensive end. Perhaps this is the shot in the arm the team desperately needs to instill a championship DNA from the paint outward. But what do you think about all of this? Personally, as a Lakers supporter, I believe adding Poeltl is the perfect complement. To LeBron, Doncic, and Davis, it could finally give us the defensive foundation we need while still allowing the offense to shine. However, I understand the concerns. What if Poeltl bolts in free agency? Does this handcuff our future draft? Assets? The balance between winning now and preserving flexibility is razor thin. I can't wait to read your thoughts in the comments below.